to talk to you. Thanks for coming, Will.
Thanks, Mrs. Crane and Esther, for inviting me here today. My name is Will Rogers, the greatest cowboy of all time.
Value.
I should probably tell you about myself. I was born November 4, 1879 at Oolaga, Indian Territory, which is now Oklahoma. And I had 7 brothers and sisters, and I was the youngest of all of them. And my parents were named Clement Van Rogers and Mary Rogers. And they were a Cherokee descent. I worked on the farm. I worked on the family ranch with my brothers, sisters, and my mom and dad. And I worked with cattle and learned how to ride and lasso. And I was a really good lassoer. In fact, I even got to the Guinness Book World of Records for last week, a cattle with 3 ropes. And I attended several schools, but I got expelled. And let me tell you how I got expelled one time. One time I was just at the playground, just playing with my lasso, and then right behind, I accidentally lassoed my teacher. But I don't think that I would like it if I would lasso Miss Sarah. I dropped down. My dad was angry at me because he wanted me to learn discipline. That's why I got sent into military school. But I dropped out of military school when I was in the 10th grade to become a cowboy. I toured in vaudeville circuits in America, Canada, and Europe from 1908 to 1915. In November 1908, I married this beautiful woman named Betty Blake. And we had 4 children, Will Jr., Mary, Jim, and Fred. But I had always regretted quitting school because of, dropping out. And I enjoyed talking to people, reading, telling stories, and making people laugh. I turned down a nomination to be governor of Oklahoma, but instead I became mayor of Beverly Hills. In 1934, I was voted most popular male actor in Hollywood. I wrote 4,000 syndicated columns and 6 books, and I call politics the best show in the world, and Congress the joke factory. In 1918, I began acting in several silent films. But when talking movies came out, I became a national star. And people saw me as one of their own. My observations on elections and politics made me one of the country's most popular option leaders, and I became to know many world leaders. And I was at the guest at the White House, and I made friends with Calvin Coolidge and Franklin.